Hi, this is Justin Rue here with iloveinns.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a YouTube video using the Animoto software. So let's get started. The first step is to log in. You go to the account here where it says login, and our email is david@iloveinns.com, and then you enter the password and just click login. That'll open up the first page here. And the first thing we're going to do then is have a look here at the videos that I've already made. Go ahead and feel free to watch a few of these and get a feel for the basic style and design of them. But from these videos I've made a template for us. So the first thing you do, it says right here, template city state. It's the one with the picture of the Golden Gate Bridge and the black background. So you'll click on this little cog icon and click edit a copy, and that will open us up a brand new file here, and we'll be able to get started here. As you can see in the top left, it just says copy of template city and state. So the first thing we're going to do is rename that file, and I'm going to go ahead and delete it, and we're going to type in San Francisco, California. And I'll click save on there. So basic layout of this, over on the left you have a couple of menu items here. This is where you can change the style of the template of the video, which I'll go through later. You can add the logo, which isn't necessary. I already have done all of that and set it up for you to have a logo and a template to make this as fast and as painless as possible. So this right here is a couple of files I already brought up. The images on here, this is the Golden Gate Bridge, this is a trolley. Those are kind of iconic pieces in San Francisco. So the first two pictures, you're going to want to really capture the spirit of the location. So, you know, use like an iconic building or a bridge or something famous about the city in there. You can do a little research and read about, you know, different events that go on in the city and figure out what your best images are. I've made these template text slides, okay, here in advance for you. If you wanted to add a new slide for some reason, you would go over here and click add text, and that would just bring up a new text slide like this, and then you would enter in your title text and your subtitle. But we're not going to add any more slides today because I've already made all of these. So the first thing you want to do is click on the slides that the template slides that I've made. Just double click there and you see I Love Inns. The first thing we're going to do is enter in the city. And you can do this with whatever. I used Retreat on the end, so it's just I Love Inns San Francisco Retreat is the first title on the slide, so people know what the video is about. And then you can go and see through each one of these slides. One of them says Nostalgic Inn Bed and Breakfast, okay. This one says Sights of the City with Natural Beauty. This one says Seasonal Events, Sports or Festivals. So each one of these slides I've kind of prepared in advance. What you want to do is click on the slide and then find an image, several images that go along with the slide. So this first one here, after the first slide, what we'll do is we'll find pictures that represent the city. You know, the basic feel of San Francisco, what you might see when you first get there. So in order to do that, we're going to open up a new tab in the window in the browser up here. And I'm going to take you through the process of using Google to filter through and search for images very efficiently. So what I'm going to do here is just type in San Francisco. There we go. So the San Francisco page is going to load. And at the top here, the first thing you do is click Images. Secondly, you'll go over here to this little menu bar where it says Search Tools, and then you'll come down here where it says usage rights. We don't want to use any photos that we don't have permission for, so you'll want to click this where it says labeled for reuse. And then the labeled for reuse menu will come up here once you've clicked it. Secondly, we have to have a certain size of image on the video, so you're going to go down here and click larger than, and I like to go larger than 800 by 600, okay? The minimum size we can use is 640 by 480, but I like to start off with the 800 by 600. If you can't find any images for the city that are the 800 by 600, you know, or larger, then you can go back to that other smaller size. But we've done pretty well here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and open up this image right here, which happens to be the Palace of Fine Arts, and this is a very famous sort of a museum in San Francisco. At the bottom you'll notice there's a gray bar here that says the image is still loading. Okay, so you see it's a little bit blurry and crummy. You gotta wait for this image to load completely before you're able to download it. This is a pretty big image. It's 5516 by 3744, which is really large, so it might take a couple of more seconds to load it. But once that's loaded, I'll show you how we can go ahead and download this image and know for sure that it's the right one. Okay, so it's loaded. See how it got all clear? So what you'll do is you'll go with your mouse and right click in the center of the image, and it'll bring this menu up, and you're going to go open image in new tab. That's this one right here, open new image in new tab. And that tab will open up here, and you just click on it and the full photo will come up. And this is a really good way to see the quality of the photo, and you can look at the lighting and make sure that, you know, there's kind of an art and a science to the magic of picking a good image, but you're going to want to have good contrast, good lighting. You don't want it to be whitewashed. As you can see, this is a very professional photo here, so I like it. We'll right click on it, and you can click Save Image As. And that's going to bring up yet another menu here. Oh, my computer does this thing where, yeah, there we go. So the menu is going to come up in a moment. It seems to be taking a long time here. So there it is, Palace of Fine Arts, San Francisco. This may be a little hard to read, but right here at the end it says .jpg. Every file that you save has to have that .jpg on the end of it, okay? So we're going to delete that, and I'm just going to type San Francisco, the name of the city, underscore, name of the state, California, and then the number 1, because it's our first image. So the other thing we'll do is we'll copy this. I'll highlight it and I hit Control Copy to copy that so that we can reuse that. Next time that we save another image, all we have to do is type in the number 2, and it'll be a lot faster that way. So go ahead and click Save on that one. And I'm going to go ahead and replace this image on here because I already have saved an image on here that's called San Francisco 1 because I did the city of San Francisco before, but we're just going to go through the process together now. Oh, this is an interesting thing to note. You can go up here at this top of this menu right here and click this little bar. This is a Google toolbar. I like to use the Google toolbar, but click on this and you can go down here to the bottom. It says settings right here. Click on that, settings, and it'll take you to navigate to this page. And it seems to be taking a little bit of time here because I have a lot of things open in my screen, but it'll open up eventually. You just have to be patient with me. So here comes the main screen here. And what you're going to do is scroll all the way to the bottom and show advanced settings. and that'll give us the option that we need here for downloads. It says downloads right there. What you'll go and change that, so that every time you download a file, it's not just going to your random downloads. And what I did was I went and created a file in here by clicking Make New Folder. You can, let's just go ahead and do that. You click Make New Folder here, and I'm going to type San Francisco. And in this case, I already have a folder named San Francisco, so I'm going to call it San Francisco 1. But generally, it's just the name of the city. And you click OK. And then you can come up here and you can see that this is now a different heading for where the downloads are going to go. So we've done our job right. It says, gives you the directory there, so we're good. Close out of that. Now every time we save an image, it's going to go to that folder that we've created. Now when you close out of that new tab, it's going to bring you back here. Go ahead and hit the X at the top right, and it'll close that. Now we can go in and we can find some more really nice images of the city, okay? I like this one here. This is a big panoramic shot. At the bottom you'll see it says the size at the bottom. So it's nice and big. And again, this is loading here. See that grave? And now it's loaded completely. And right click on this. Open image in new tab. And this is a really nice way to preview the quality of the image. And what I did was I went ahead and clicked on that image before it was fully loaded to show you that what happened is it opened a thumbnail. It didn't open the full-size image. You see up here 300 by 168. Now if you were to right click this and save it, Animoto is not going to let you put that image in there. So that's not what we want. If you ever see a thumbnail open up, you have to go back and wait for this to load up. You can see that the image is a little blurry here. That's just kind of a sign that it hasn't fully loaded. And for some reason it's taking a long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and click a new image and do the same thing. See, that one loaded really quickly. So it's all crystal clear. There's no toolbar at the bottom. You right click that, open image in new tab. And that's just a really quick, easy way to make sure that we're not accidentally downloading a thumbnail. So you right click this again on the center of the photo and save image as. And it's going to open up this window. And you make sure that you have right here that it says .jpg at the end of the file. So I like to delete the whole title but leave the JPG. And then I hit Control V, which is a short code for pasting in that thing that we saved earlier. And now we're on San Francisco, California, and we enter the number 2 as our second image, and that's just saved it down here. You can see at the bottom it says the downloads. So now we have 2 images up there. Let's go ahead and choose one more for that first section. I like this picture here of the city, kind of the hillside, with the way that the towers are. It gives you an idea of the character. Now again, if I clicked on it too soon, it would go to a thumbnail, but now we've waited for it to load, so it's nice and crystal clear. Right click, open image in new tab, and you can click on that tab and you'll see that there it is right there. Now we right click again, save image as, and there we are again at that menu. Delete the file name and paste our own in there, and the number 3 with the .jpeg at the end again, save. So now we have 3 San Francisco images. So that's going pretty well there. And we've got a few stock photos. There's a couple of nice museums and things, but as you can see, you know, there isn't a whole great deal of photos that are the right size and the right permissions for what we're doing. So what I can do is we can get as many of these as we can, but really the goal here is to show ins. So we'll go back here to iloveinns.com. Okay, and then this is the home site. It's just www.iloveins.com. Then you type into this search menu here, San Francisco. And that's going to open up a page that has all the inns that you can stay at in San Francisco. Okay, so this is a pretty nice. This one's got some nice pictures. You can kind of tell the quality of the pictures, but you do need to search around a little bit. I'm a fan of this modern architecture, so let's go ahead and click on this Inn at the Presidio. That's a pretty big hotel, so we'll go to that website. I happen to know they have a lot of really great pictures on this site. You can see the bed here. We want to get a bed in there, and we also want to get the external of the shot of the hotel as well. So I'm going to show you a trick. So you'll go to the center of the page where the image is and right click again, and it'll bring this menu up. Go to the very bottom where it says Inspect Element. Click on that, and it's going to bring up a new section of the page. And this may be a little hard to see, but right here, which is about the third one in to the left, is a tab called Resources. Click on that tab once the Inspect Element page is open, and then come over here and click on Frames. And you'll want to double click that, and then double click the file that opens right below it. And then after you've done that, it'll come to the point where you have a section here labeled Images. Double click on Images, and the menu here, this menu has every image that's on that page, and it'll pop up in this submenu. So we'll go through. I can already tell those are going to be too small because they're all thumbnails, right? But what we have here is a nice big faraway shot of the city. But I don't like this because it's all whitewashed and the quality isn't very high. So I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, here's a nice shot of the front of the hotel. So go and hover over this and right click again. Open image in new tab, just like we did with the Google page. And there it is for you to see. And you can see it's more than large enough. And we're going to go ahead and right click it again and hit Save. And then, of course, it brings you to this menu once more. Some of this stuff is going to be a little redundant, but that's just the way it needs to be. So I've done 3, so this is going to be our 4th image, and I'll save that. There it is right there. And I'll close out of this, and getting back to this website, we're just going to go through and we're going to find their pictures. Again, here's another example of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is great, but it's all whitewashed. And I like my images to be crisp, you know, and as far as doing marketing, advertising stuff, it's important. So here's a nice interior shot of the hotel. You can see at the very bottom the size of it, 1284 by 578. That's more than large enough. So we'll go ahead and right click this, open image in new tab, and there it is. Right click again, save image as, and then our little menu comes up. Control V to paste in that title we already made, and this is going to be image number 5. Save. Back to the home site. There's some more nice images of the outside of the hotel, but we really only need one because we have a limited amount of time space. We want to keep our videos less than 2 minutes. So let's have a look here. Oh, there's a nice shot of a bed, okay? Want to make sure to have a picture of a bed, a common space where people might eat, and then the external of a hotel. You can scroll to the bottom, you can see this is big enough. Right click it, open image in new tab, and there it is. And we'll click Save Image As, just like we did before. Delete the file name, Control V, paste in our own file name, and the number 6 because this is our 6th image. Alright, so that's great. So the other thing that we can do, go back to the Google menu, since we went on and got our pictures of the inn. Now, we don't have as many images on here as we might like to see. So what we can do is get creative with the images, and we've already set it labeled for reuse larger than 800. So I know that San Francisco has an opera, so I'm going to type San Francisco opera just to use an example. So what that brought up here is the outside of the opera house, which is great. We know this is the right side, and a couple pictures of the interior. So opera is a nice event that people like to go to when they're staying in a bed and breakfast in a foreign city. Again, we're waiting for this bottom bar to finish. Right click it, open image in new tab. There it is. It's going to come up here in a second, hopefully. There it is. So you can see that there's a lot of things going on. We right click this, save it image again, and there is the opera house. And we'll call that image number 7. Great, so I'll close out of that, close out of this. And following our theme from earlier, we're going to want to choose an interior. There's a nice interior photo of that same building. And it's loading at the bottom. You see the gray menu here. It's a really large photo, so it might take a second to load, but it's worth it, worth the wait for this image. Now again, if I click on this before, when it opens the image in the new tab, we're going to see that it's too small. See, I showed you there the thumbnail. So I clicked on it before it was done loading. Still loading. You just kind of have to be patient and wait for these photos to upload completely in order to download the proper file. This is nice and crisp and clean now. So I'll right click this, open an image in new tab. Now that it's completely uploaded, it's going to be the full size image here on the other screen. And title at the top, of course. So there she is. Oh, this sent us to a Flickr page. Sometimes that happens. I'm going to go ahead and try it one more time. See that image that opened up was too small, so it should just open a regular image file, and it'll be a nice big photo like this. So if that ever happens where it goes to Flickr, just click back on the menu and start over. So click Save Image As. Once more, we're going through the process many times here. That's a nice picture with the good lighting and everything's nice and crisp and got some activity. Looks like people having fun there at the opera. I kind of wish I was going to the opera soon, but that's life. So here we go. Image number 8. Save it. Alright, so we got a good start on this. I'm just kind of showing you how to be a little bit creative in order to find the images. So when I typed in Opera House, it brought up all these different places for us to be able to go and see in a couple different shots of San Francisco. So a nice shot of the Golden Gate Bridge there, various things. But you kind of have to be careful because notice how it brought up, this is in Australia, this theater. So you kind of have to be careful that you make sure that the image that you're putting on the site actually happens in San Francisco. So we can get creative. Let's do ballet. And there it brought up some nice pictures of some dancers and things like that. I like to show action shots of people doing stuff. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. Oh, that one loaded really fast. So right click it, open image in a new tab, and there it'll bring this file up. Right click it again, save image, and then rename the file. So I think we have enough images here to do a reasonable demonstration for the video. It's starting to get kind of redundant, but you get the general idea, you know, how to be creative. And if, let's say that there was a jazz festival or something in San Francisco, and you had a really great shot of a musician playing jazz music, and it was kind of just vague, it didn't have any landmarks or anything to indicate, you could use that to represent the fact that there was a jazz festival going on. Sometimes you have to get creative in order to find images that we have permission to use. In any case, we'll go back into the Animoto site here, and I'm just kind of closing these other tabs here that we're not using just to keep this nice and clean for us. We've got our images, and gosh, you'll have to forgive me, this is taking longer than it should to load. It's probably because of the recording software that's recording this as well. There's a lot going on with the computer. So now we're back in our template, and we're going to go over here to add pics and videos. Let's go ahead and click on that menu there, and it'll open this file. Oops, I clicked out of it by accident, but upload pictures and videos. Click on that. And here, these are all the images that we just downloaded from the web. So you can see there's little thumbnails, but click on the first one, and another little trick, if you hit Shift and click on the last one, it'll highlight all of those images. And then click Open so that we don't have to do them one at a time. And the program will automatically upload all of the image files that we just saved. And it'll take a couple of minutes here, but while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and show you this feature in here where under Settings you can go and you can assign the video title San Francisco, California in our case, and my name is Justin Rue. You can go ahead and just put your name in there and the date if you like, but in this section I've included a little description of kind of a checklist of everything you need to do. So if you want to make a new description of the video you're making, you can delete that and type in whatever you like. I'm just going to put San Francisco, and I should have done that in the first place, but just for fun, you can type San Francisco is a wonderful place or whatever you want to say. Then the next thing that we can do down here at the bottom is assign a call to action button, which is this check mark right here. I've already set the template up to do this, but if you wanted to change this to be specific to San Francisco, you would go back onto that San Francisco page we were on. I'll just go ahead and show you. And, you know, type in San Francisco again. And that'll bring up the San Francisco page. But at the top, take this URL right here and hit Control C for copy. Okay, and then we'll go back to this and actually paste it right here in this location. Change that out. So delete that one and then paste the new one in there. Control V is a good command for paste. And since it already has the HTTP, we can delete that section of it. And now it's just www, and it goes straight to the San Francisco page. And we'll hit save. And now we're all set up there. Looks like this one image is still loading here, but I'll give you an idea here of some of these other slides. The last one you want to change here, it says visit city state, and I put San Francisco. And then at the bottom I can put basically like a motto for the city. For example, Chicago is the windy city. You'll have to do a little research, but San Francisco is called the Bay Area, so I'm going to type in here Bay Area Adventure. You can be creative about what you want to say. Save it. That's the last slide. It's just kind of the motto for the entire video. So now what we'll do is we'll arrange the images that we upload. So we had this is a duplicate shot, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Sometimes that happens. You might accidentally upload the same file twice. We had a shot of the city. That's kind of a nice photo. And then the rest of these are ins. So you can take this nostalgic in slide and put it up here. And what we want to do is put 3 images in between each text slide. 2 to 3 images depending on the length of the video. But so here's the outside of the in, and then the next shot I want to have is the bed there. So, and then a common space. And then here is sort of Cites. Okay, there's the Opera House. And I usually like to put the picture of the Opera House and the dancers and everything there. This is taking a long time to upload, so we're just going to go ahead and keep going even though it's taking some time. You can see the status bar up here. It'll tell you when the image is completely uploaded. So you can move, this one says seasonal events, and you can always go in and edit this, but it says sports or festivals, so you want to change that to whatever event. We mentioned the San Francisco Jazz Festival. And let's say that you had already found an image for that. You would go ahead and put the image of that artist that we were talking about playing jazz music right here, and a couple other images about the regional events. Here's art and history. So this is a good place to put, you know, images of the museums, the outsides of the museums, maybe some nice shots of the inside as well. I like to find photos of like Egyptian mummies and things like that. You can use your imagination. So this is a slide that I call Performing Arts, Culture, and Music. It's a nice place to, you know, put maybe a shot of a concert or someone performing, maybe a street performer, something going on there. And there's our final slide. So since we didn't have any images, there it is. There's the final one that uploaded there. We'll just move this and put it on the inside of that. So you have the outside of the Opera House, the inside, and then the dancers. You have the outside of the inn, the inside the room, and then a common space there. And then you'll have a couple more pictures in here of the city and different places you can go. But that gives you an idea how to upload it and how to make these videos. The next thing that we can do is go ahead and change the music. Okay, so I'm going to go on here and click this little music emblem. and I'll bring up the triple scoop music library. So go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to click the full triple scoop library, but there's a couple different filters you can use if you find a genre of music that you really like. Scroll down here to the section where it says instrumental. We really want to use instrumental music because sometimes the words can distract from the images, but this is separated out by a lot of nice instrumental. You can just kind of get an idea for what they sound like by playing them. Just double click on it. See, that one's really serious. That's like from a battle movie. That's not really what we're going for here. Try this one. That's kind of nice. It's kind of upbeat. We want things that are upbeat and interesting. You know, you can just keep searching here until you find one that you like and put the music behind it. I like this one, so let's just go ahead and add it. Add song. Okay, so now it says a whimsical journey up there, that you can see that the song has been changed. And over here, this little icon on the right is a cog that it'll tell you, if you click on that cog, there's the length of the song there, 2 minutes 22 seconds. And here you can make your images flash fast or slow. And it starts off in the default in the center. But let's say that you had, your video was too long, so you wanted to make it a little shorter. You can move this bar over to make the images flash faster, and that will make the video a little bit shorter. So I'm going to click save on that. And now our video is 42 seconds. Once we've uploaded all of the images, it's going to be anywhere between 2 minutes and a minute and a half. We really want them to be less than 2 minutes, but over a minute and a half, so we have some leeway there. I try to keep them at a minute and a half because we don't want our viewers getting bored. So now that we have everything done, the text is all edited, we have some images uploaded here, we can go ahead and preview the video. And it's going to generate this preview, which will take a few seconds. And up here in the right hand side we can see San Francisco, California, of course, in the description. It's going to take a minute to show here. There it is. So you see how fast those images are flashing in front of us? That's a little bit too fast. We want our viewers to be able to understand what's happening. So I'm going to go click down here on continue editing, and we're going to change back here that cog, and we're going to make it go slower. And then we can click preview video again. It'll generate a new file, and you'll see the difference right away. It's a lot easier to follow. So there it is coming up, and it's buffering. Ha! Sometimes it takes a while. You just have to be patient. And here it plays. And it's kind of going a little bit slower, but still a little fast. So as you can see, the video is kind of doing its own thing in the background with the way that these things are blurring in and out and moving things around. But let's say that you don't really like the way that that theme is working out for you. It's just kind of not working with the theme. Go back here and you can click change style. Okay, and then these are all the different video styles available. Click all. And you try to pick out a style that's not tacky or obnoxious. This is loud and annoying, and you know, the socks and the birthday cards. They might be good for the holidays and birthdays, but we really want the videos to look professional, so let's try and pick one here that's... Let's go with that one. You can preview it just to see what it'll look like. And that'll play and you can see. Each one of these templates has a music file behind it, but that won't change our music. You just go ahead and hit select style on that. You can play around with this. Watch preview video. And again, it's going to take a minute or two every time you want to preview it. But it just brought this nice file up here on the screen. There it is. So we just watch the video and say, oh yeah, that's a lot nicer, you know. San Francisco, the fire kind of goes with the Golden Gate Bridge. A lot of the themes sort of go together with the cities, you know, depending on the colors. And we'll try to use new themes every time. There are some that we can reuse because they're kind of general and vague. But let's try and use as many different themes as we can. Try not to use one we've already used in the other videos. So yeah, that'll take you through, and you just watch it. You're making sure there aren't any spelling errors. You're making sure that the slides are following through and that you've edited all the text slides appropriately. That's a nice shot at the end with a sunset. I kind of like to end on a sunset. There it goes, I Love Ends there. Once you're satisfied with the video, you'll click this button right here, Produce. And then there will be a little bit more waiting. And it's going to go ahead and take that file and convert it and make it into something that's viewable and that we can download and put on the YouTube channel. So as you can see down here, there's a little bar that says finalizing, and it's going to take a couple of seconds here, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, but as soon as that bar reaches the far right side of the computer, the bar down here, then we can go ahead and, yeah, there we go, the video is finalized. You can now view it in full screen. This is the full screen mode right here. But what we're going to do is click Upgrade HD. There it is. And then HD is at the very top here. Click on that. There will be yet another few minutes of waiting as the video is converted to the high definition HD file. And what that's going to do is give us the ability to upload that video file to the YouTube channel. And that's it, you're done. You've followed all the steps and you've gone through it. This is going to take a minute to finish uploading here, but once it does, then you can actually download the file if you like to save it for yourself. But I'll have it, I'll be able to get on here and access it and upload it to our YouTube channel, and then go through the process of doing the optimizing the video so that people can find it on keywords. And that I might end up making another tutorial that will come to explain that process and how it's done and how it's posted to YouTube. But for now, let's just work on getting some more videos made and saved here in the Animoto software. Thanks a lot, and look forward to our next video.